Well, the chairman of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, Abuja branch, will speak on the killing of legal practitioner Princess Mediatrix Chibo, allegedly by one-chance criminals. Well, I have her here in the studio, Chioma Onyenucheya-Uko, is chairperson, FIDA Abuja branch. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Listening to you in that report, I mean, one can truly sense the anger and, you know, justifiably so, towards this killing of Nigerians. And when you bring it down, it's women we're talking about here. A member of the Abuja NBA, unfortunately, has fallen into the hands of this one-chance operators. Let's start with that. Your general thoughts, even as expressed in that report.
You see, it's just unfortunate that this kind of thing can be happening one too many times, you know. And it begins to appear that we have a leadership, a government that doesn't care about the people. And I say this because if the manner of crimes that we suspect this to be, yes, nothing has been proven, is such that affects the elite, is such that affects the rich, chances are that they would have prioritized it already. Because oftentimes the victims of these things are the vulnerable ones. Mostly women and children and, you know, persons with disabilities. And as far as we are concerned as the International Federation of Women Lawyers, this is a targeted gender-based violence against women. Look at the victims. The nurse from FMC, who was just killed, I think on the 3rd of January, still this year. There have just been so many of them. And even aside this ones whose ending was final as to, you know, being fatal, there are many of our members, even as FIDA, there are many female lawyers who have narrowly escaped from those people after they were robbed, after they were exploited, but they had life to remain. So I think that if we have a government that understands that the care for the weak, the least amongst us, that until we leave no one behind, we cannot say that government is doing what it needs to do. So they must prioritize as a matter of, like, it must be an emergency. It must be an urgent item on their list. However it is, they deal with anything that they are passionate about. Because this is their primary duty, for Christ's sakes. Protection of lives and property. That is all government is about.
Now, you submitted protest letters to the FCT police commissioner.
And even to the office of the FCT minister yesterday.
Great. Are you satisfied with the response that you got? What assurances did you get from both you know, places, both from the police command and, of course, the FCT ministry?
Well, unfortunately, when we went to the office of the minister of the FCT yesterday, he wasn't on seat. It appears maybe he hasn't resumed for the year. So we met his absence. But we were received by his head of service, the head of service of the FCTA, who received the letter on his behalf and promised that, you know, we'll be getting a response from the minister soon. So we're hopeful that that response will happen, and beyond the rhetorics of it, that it will be something that is impactful, real action.
Were you told how soon you will get
we didn't get that clarification, but we are waiting. And I mean, I hope we don't have to wait for too long, because this is not one of those things that we'll let slide. But that aside, on going to see the FCT police commissioner today, he did give us some updates on some of the steps him and his men are already taking on this and similar crimes. And he assured that they are going, in fact, that they've activated their Operation Sweep and all of that, and that they are going to prioritize actions on such activities. We're hoping that it won't be just mere promises, as we've oftentimes heard from our, you know, the people who hold offices and are supposed to discharge certain responsibilities. But I can also tell that in my before this visit to the FCT police commissioner, that in my interactions with the police since Tuesday, when this thing happened, it appears they've activated something that gives one some hope, we are hoping it yields positively.
Right.
I'm unable to disclose further than this. Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, beyond just this particular incident, we must have a proactive plan that protects us going forward.
Let's talk about those plans. I do understand that FIBA is collaborating with Nigerian Bar Association, the NBA. What's the level of collaboration? What are you coming up with in terms of plans, suggestions, you know, that can not only protect FIBA members, but every citizen of the FCT?
Well, essentially, our role as the NBA, FIDA, the International Federation of Women Lawyers, and all other associations and clusters of the legal, lawyers within the legal community in the FCT are such that we can only continue to put pressure on government, hold them accountable, and then make recommendations, you know, as much as we are given the opportunity to do so. In the letter presented by FIDA, both yesterday and today, we made clear recommendations as to what we need to see.
Like what?
I mean, why do we have a transport system in a federal capital territory, in a country that, you know, purports to be the giant of Africa?
Right.
And it is not tailored alongside what obtains in civilized climes. There is no way to tell which vehicle is registered. We do not have clearly designated codes or routes for vehicles. How can an ordinary citizen even tell that this vehicle has a right, is well operated, right. You know, is documented. There is no database. There is no clear routes or colors. Nothing is, it's just haphazard. Nothing clear. Now, how do we have, what do you call them, street lights all over? None has CCTV. I don't know of any CCTV in anywhere in the FCT. And I don't think that's rocket science. Yeah, and most of these things happen on notorious routes. So which means that we can't say we didn't imagine that something like this can happen here, because it happened once, twice, many times.
And again.
So it's easier, I think, to, you know, be on the watch out. And while we know that it may be impossible to station men and women everywhere, or officers all over what is the essence of technology in this age where things are digitalized? Is it difficult that people can even order taxis? I mean, state taxis, not just what you have on some of these private apps. You know what I mean? So we must get to a place, and then we should have a force. We should have a committee, if you want to call it that, that represents, you know, all the agencies, from the security agencies, from the FCTA, from civil society. Can we come together and prioritize security for the residents of the FCT?
As lawyers, I'm curious as to, because we heard the CP there, you know, say that some of the one chance people are being prosecuted, you know, but it didn't sound too convincing there. Prosecution of one chance criminals and other, you know, criminals in the FCT. Is that even happening? I mean, as a lawyer, you should be in a better position to tell us what the situation is with that.
As at now, I cannot confirm I'm aware of any that is happening. What I think he said is more towards investigations. But there may be some prosecutions going on. I am not aware of that. But you see, on this matter and every such related matter, FIDA will watch brief on all of them.
Great.
We will make sure to see that even when those matters go to court, that they receive speedy. Those matters are heard speedily. We are going to hold everybody accountable on this matter. We will not keep quiet, because it can be anybody. Absolutely. These are our sisters, our brothers, our children, our mothers. We can't keep quiet. It can be anybody tomorrow. And it can't continue.
It really cannot continue, and I agree with you totally.
And I think, sorry, before, I think one other pertinent thing to say is that, you know, one of the things I heard the FCT police commissioner say was how we need to be careful, you know, be security conscious and all of those. I mean, valid advice. But while that advice is made, what are the options? What are the options available to the ordinary citizens? What are the options available? What choices do they have? do we have what transport facilities do we have in the FCT that has been well provided that we can say you have this option or this and that?
Yeah.
When you see people climbing the back of helices, do you think they do it because that is their preferred mode of transportation? Of course not.
No mass.
It is for lack of
transportation,
better options.
No
There isn't. So all of those must happen. Until those happen, then you cannot put the burden on the people. No.
Right. Chioma Onyenucheya-Uko is a chairperson, FIDA Abuja branch. Thank you very much for your advocacy and, of course, your action on these developments, insecurity in the FCT, especially this phenomenon called one chance. There's a need to do something about it, and desperately so, too.